You can see markets are sort of slightly disappointed that this wasn't kind of wiping out tariffs overall, but just a potential deferral. But what have we learnt?
Yeah, it's not just markets that are disappointed. It's obviously the companies as well that have, for weeks now, been banging on the door of the White House asking for tariff relief. And we heard the president last week saying there's no reason to do that. There's no U.S. company that would ever ask for this. So what we've learned now is that there are discussions in the early stages in the Trump administration to debate whether to walk this delicate line between cutting tariffs and giving some kind of other relief to companies right now that are in desperate need of it. So what is being discussed is that the tariffs would all remain in place, but all the companies that are importing goods would have to defer their payments by 3 months. So that means a lot of the cash is actually staying in the company's pockets in a time where they really, really need it. And that gives the president, if he decides to go for this, a way to say, I kept the tariffs in place, I have stayed tough on China, but I know that my companies need it. And we heard the president today anxiously saying he wants to reopen the economy by Easter, so that might be a way to really get there.
Jenny, I'm going to jump in here. What types of companies are we specifically talking about? Can you give us industry sectors? What really stands out to you about some of these domestic industries?
Yeah, so this is, as with everything we've learned with the Trump administration that has to do with tariffs or trade, heated debate behind the scenes, inside and outside the administration. We know there's a spectrum of trade hawks and doves. So you can imagine the companies across the board that would like to see tariffs removed are the ones that are importing a lot of their inputs into the finished goods that they make here. The people that are very opposed to this move are the domestic producers, let's say, for example, the steel, aluminum, all the domestic manufacturers that see all of these imports as their competition of cheap imports that are made with cheap labor that they're competing with. So they would actually like these tariffs to stay in place and be collected and not deferred so that they get sort of the protection from the government for this.